Hey guys, welcome to my podcast. It is I, Mrs. TIP on the MIC. Okay, I'm not about to rap, but yeah, welcome. That's all I'm saying. First off, I really want to apologize. Like, I'm very sorry, Edjo. I beg. I'm sorry for the delay in having episode 2 up, and that was because I was trying to give you guys a better podcast experience. I tried to get a mic and some other stuff, and yeah, it took like 5 days for GIG Logistics to get it down to me, which they explained is due to the current pandemic situation in the country. So please, Edjo, let's just forgive and move on, okay? I really hope your vibes are not down, because my vibes are very high right now. Okay, so moving on to episode 2. Episode 2 is centered around what punishment is best for rapists, and as I asked, I gave 2 options: life imprisonment or castration. And you guys really turned up like way higher than episode 1, and I'm very honored and impressed about it. So moving on, I really want to say I learned a lot. I learned that life imprisonment is currently the sitting punishment for rapists by law, whereas castration was the proposed, which actually went to the House, but the House bounced it back with just one question. And the question was, if castration is the punishment for men, what happens when the rapist is a woman? What would the punishment be? What should they do? And that was all they needed to like bounce off the whole bill that was passed to them. And that's what we have up till today. So when I threw it to the House, the responses I got were really very exposing. People spoke their mind. We are all about letting your voice be heard and all of that. So people spoke their mind. People actually let their voice be heard. Some wrote down and some actually sent in audio. I really appreciate all of it, every bit of it. And that's what we're going to be listening to today. So let us move along. So I'm gonna start off with Moa, and Moa's first response to my question, castration of rapists or life imprisonment. Her first response was, castration, no, says my evil self, but Kai, life imprisonment in Kirikiri maximum prison. And so when I, kicked up to ask more, she sent in an audio, and I would love for us to listen to it and follow up. So here it is, Moa.
Okay. Every human, I have this friend, right, that first of all, I did not know that you're accepting entries for the first podcast, so I'm really sorry that I didn't send my voice notes and contributions and all of that. I'm sorry, but that one is gone. But I actually enjoyed the podcast. Thank you very much. Secondly, that who sent my review. I doubt if I did. Oh, Jesus, more. I've installed my charger. I just found it today, so forgive me. Let me just hide under that umbrella. Although I could have sent it to you in a text message, but either way, I've escaped that. Castration. It feels like, I really hope you can hear me, sir. It feels like, I wanted to tell you the story of how I had a friend. I think she was raped in just, only that should know her. She was raped in just one day about, and then there were. And in my area, there was this guy threatening to rape me, and I saw she was so scared. I didn't even get to know safety. We had graduated, probably like last year till she told me. And then I would notice how that when we're in school, then if anything happens, she just, even if there's a guy around her and then he's just trying to play with and all of that, by default, she just started shouting, child abuse. We wouldn't thought it was jokes then. At the point, we used to call her child abuse. And then we would see how when the topic of rape comes up, her first default answer is they should castrate the guys, they should cut off the thing between their legs and all of that. And then it was after I got to understand that she had been abused before I actually felt like, I feel like I understand the pain and all of that. Even me, that it was almost like it was only God that saved me. I can imagine that kind of thing. But then, as a believer, I have to come back to this. I feel like at the end of the day, they might need Christ and then change and all of that. And then taking away their rights and all of that. It sounds so mean, and it feels like there should be a part in your heart for forgiveness. What if they change and all of that? And then there's some people that are just brutal beasts that will never change. I don't know. I guess we can't just classify everyone as that. like put everyone in the same category, and then because you know that if this is passed into law, everybody that does, even if you know how some, okay, I'm not really of the opinion that some ladies lie about rape and all of that, but then we know how our female counterparts can be. Some people who might just tweak the story a little bit, and then make the guy look all beastish and all of that. But I'm saying it's almost like we are spreading a blanket over the whole male gender. And then if this castration thing is going to go, that means females that actually indulge in rape too, what should be done to them? Should their wombs be removed? Should they be, what do they call this thing that they do for young children? This thing that they remove their, I don't know, I forgot the name, sir, but then I think you know the name. What do you call it? I can't remember right now. Yeah, if they are doing castration for the girls, that means they should also find a. Why are you crying? Sorry. They should find a punishment that is equal to castration for the females that also end up raping guys. But then on my part, I feel like castration, it sounds like a good thing. Like, you know, when your fellow guys, rather when you see your fellow guys in prison for a crime they've committed, your head will come back to normal. But then I saw this video when the whole rape thing was online and all of that this guy raped this very little girl, and then he knew in the neighborhood that people that were caught as rapists, they were killed, they were massacred. They literally beat this guy with cutlasses. There was blood all over his body. It's not like he did not know that there was a punishment for this kind of thing, but then he still went ahead to do it. So I'm saying that even if we do the whole castration thing, I don't know if it's like the total, it's going to be like a total end to the whole issue, because we see it with drugs. You know that if you take drugs, this and this and this will happen to you. We see with people who take cigarettes, people who do all sorts of things. They know the consequences, and then it's not like it makes it stop. It's almost like in nature. I can't say rehab because I don't even know how much work will be done in rehab. And then honestly, I don't know, but then shouldn't be castration. Life imprisonment. I feel like life imprisonment is better. It depends on the kind of prison it is. Carry maximum prison. I don't know. I don't want to sound all mean, but I can't help it. It's a very terrible act. I've seen people suffer from it. I'm glad that people like us do this for me. Only God knows what to do without God. I don't know. That's my take. I feel like I say plenty of rubbish. Don't take my rubbish like that.
Okay, so thank you so much, Moa, for that very packed, take, as you call it. Yeah, I agree with you on some things based off of the fact that, at the end of the day, there are people that know the implication of things and still do it no matter what. So it's almost looking like, okay, this thing is not so natural as we tend to look at it, or as the law is trying to resolve. We may be looking at it like, oh, it's a natural thing, it can be dealt with and all of that stuff. So thank you so much, Moa. That was really, really, really thank you for sharing a bit of you and that of your friend. Up next is Uche, and today Uche did not send us audio. I don't know whether he did not find any audio that sings about rape. But yeah, Uche didn't send us any audio, like any musical audio, I mean. But then he told us something, and yeah, I would love for us to listen to what Uche has to say.
Okay, well, for me, of course, in as much as I have said that, I don't support any form of rape. It's not in my diary, because I also understand what the victim also go through. But then I just have a soft heart here. I don't just want to quickly shout, okay, yeah, life imprisonment, which it is already, just as you mentioned, or castration. Yeah, of course, whatever penalty it would be for them, that's fine. But for me, I don't just want to make a decision here, because just as I've mentioned before now, it's just all about having this soft heart here, whereby I understand that this person did something that is very terrible and all that. The law is the law, so we always want to the law must always take effect on whomever is not compliant enough, so to speak. So that's just what it is. I don't really have anything in particular here about the reason for having a soft heart here. Yeah, because just as I've mentioned, the lady who is victimized is also going to be going through some kind of trauma that could actually stay with them for as long as, I don't know. But hopefully with the help of rehabilitation, these people also come out strong. But it's not something, it's not something I really just want to say this is what it is for me, this is what it is for me, because I'm just imagining, and I pray it doesn't just happen to somebody close to me, even as I said that it's not something nice, but I don't just want to imagine that something happened and maybe due to bad influence and all that, and this person not being able to understand things about life, is being influenced by bad friends, and it could just be a family member, So that's just my take on that.
Thank you so much, Uche, for that response. I really, really appreciate it. And yes, you're asking that, they be considerate, the soft heart. I believe you're asking that they be considerate about the punishment and how they go about it. So yeah, guys, Uche went on to say there should be a process to this, not just chanting castrate or life imprisonment. What if this person was coerced into this? What if this person was influenced badly and no one was there to rebuke them? So many things like that. So my take would be a proper process to know why this has happened, and if rehabilitation will help both the culprit and the victimized. Before a judgment might be passed, the law is the law. But then I don't know if these things go through the process or verdict is just passed. So yeah, Uche is asking, what or are there processes to making sure that the rape case is handled? Am I even saying it correctly? Okay, Uche is saying what are the processes, if there are, to ensure that the story is true whenever a rape case is raised up like that? What processes, investigations, and all of that to make sure allegations, so that we don't mistakenly, put somebody that isn't supposed to be in prison into prison, so that we don't mistakenly, castrate. If I don't think castration is existing in our land, I thank God, yeah. But, that's the kind of question Uche is asking. Like, how do we ensure, what are the processes to ensure that the story is checked out, the story is true, and all of that? Like, currently, I recall that some days ago, I read a press release by a lady who actually accused the bunch sometime, I think around 2017, 2018, thereabout. She accused the bunch of raping her, and, she was kind of giving us updates this year about it, and how she was harassed by the bunch and his team, how they locked her up somewhere in an unknown location, using the police to harass her, and all of those things. But I thank God she's out, because she had the help of a friend who knew an NGO of that sort. So, well, that's a story I'll kind of give us in the next episode. So yeah, I think this is where we'll stop, so that we would avoid longevity of this episode. I know most of you, spoke about that in correction from the last episode. So thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you picked one or two things from Moa and Uche. And stay tuned next time to hear the next episode and other contributions from other persons. So you can actually stop me on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on... where else am I on? I'm on groups. Yeah, I'm on so many groups like that. But the obvious ones, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, at Keka Ende on Twitter, at Keka Ende on Instagram, on Facebook, a Keka Pogo. Yeah, Karen in the middle. What else? So yeah, if you need to send in your own input, it's not too late, because I'm still, doing background work like that. So yeah, my email remains kekaende@outlook.com. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate everything. So see you guys next time. Bye.